Have we gone back in time? Have we gone back to the 80s and 90s? Is everything junk? Is everything pointless? Let's dive in and discuss. Junk wax era. Is it upon us? What does junk wax mean? When was the junk wax era? And are we currently in the new era of junk wax? Junk wax 2.0, let's call it.
It's all junk.
Huh? Well, what about this? This is not junk, eh?
Yes, it is.
The 80s and 90s is when people are referring to the junk wax era, or the original junk wax era, a time known for the overproduction of cards, specifically baseball and basketball, and a time when myself was starting his collecting journey. What happened during the 80s and 90s was due to the overpopulation and oversaturation in the card market. You had a too much supply for not enough demand. There was a dramatic drop-off in value of boxes and cards. A lot of people thinking their collection had value. In the long run, it was deemed worthless. Of course, there were some exceptions to the rule, like certain rookie cards and certain inserts, which still to this day hold a lot of value. This period, the junk wax era, is something you'll hear quite often thrown around in the hobby, in the community, and something that a lot of us older collectors and older heads will probably reference from time to time.
But before we get started, I thought we could all take turns telling a long story about how things aren't the way they used to be. Daddy, would you care to start?
You bet I would.
So we're not here to talk about the 80s and 90s when the junk wax era was in full force. We're here to look at the current day, 2025. So are we in the new form of the junk wax era? Are we in junk wax 2.0? I think we definitely are. It definitely looks and smells a lot like the junk wax era. It just hasn't quite fully developed yet, but it's definitely on its way. How are we? Why are we in the junk wax era? Well, let's look at 4 big factors and 4 talking points we need to discuss about the current climate of the card community that can help us understand. Overproduction. Just look at how many card releases we've had in the football soccer realm already in 2025. We are 9 months into the year, so it's September, and so far I've done 12 videos on the channel that are all product related, and there's probably been about 6 releases that I haven't covered. So you're looking at around 20 products on the market. Card manufacturers, these companies, are currently very eager to capitalize on the hot property, the hot demand that there is for cards. They have definitely increased their production, and they've increased the amount of releases they give to the collectors every year. Something that's very common now is high print runs, a lot of base cards, a lot of parallel differences, a lot of high numbered cards, and inserts coming out of our ass left, right, and center.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
True rarity isn't a thing we currently have. Instead, companies have found ways to falsely create a narrative of rarity through their numbered cards and through their parallels, inserts, and case hits. Saturation. So obviously, if you're releasing about 20 products through the year so far in 9 months, so much product obviously then leads to oversaturation. There are so many fucking cards out there, you don't know where to look. Every week, every couple of weeks, there is a new product with a new 5,000 cards on the checklist, so cards are not hard to come by. With the excessive supply, it overwhelms the market and overwhelms the collectors. It results in the cards of some of the greatest players and some of the legends not truly holding any rarity, any significance from one set to the next. For example, this year alone How many Messi cards have we seen released? A lot. Also, how many Yamal cards have we seen released this year or over the last few years? Too many to name. All the manufacturers are trying to cash in on players like Messi and Yamal, so they pump out the product, which oversaturates the market, which oversaturates and declines all the values. Decline in value. Unless you're holding a Messi card, Ronaldo card, Pele, Yamal, and maybe some one-of-one cards, there's no true long-term value in a lot of these cards we currently see. After the initial boom in price, which comes from the FOMO, the sense of it being a new product, the value over time drops and diminishes. During the original junk wax era, long-term and during the peak, a lot of these cards didn't hold value. So there's currently no guarantee that any of these cards in the long term, in 10, 20 years, will hold the same value that we currently see a lot of people pumping into them.
I am needed elsewhere. Just know that I'll always be right here on the negative $12 bill.
Whoa. This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
Collectors are becoming less relevant. Collectors are being pushed out. Set collectors are a dying breed. Collectors in general is becoming a dying breed. Companies hate collectors, or at least it feels like they do.
I hate you guys. You guys are assholes. Especially Kenny. I hate him the most.
Companies seem to gear everything towards flippers, investors, and gamblers. The narrative and content you see everywhere is geared towards flippers, investors, and gamblers. Because of mass production, because of saturation, and because of decline in values, you're seeing the long-term collector not sticking around. People jump into the hobby, into the community, get the collecting bug. Long-term, they find out nothing that they own is worth a lot of money compared to what they were told it was worth. In the initial phase, they get disheartened. They feel like it's a waste of time, a waste of money, and then they leave. People also leave the hobby because they get overwhelmed and feel frustrated by the lack of care and attention that's sometimes shown towards collectors themselves. So how do we navigate this? How do we deal with this? You need to first understand that companies are here to make money. So they're never going to slow down the production of products. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to minimize the amount of releases they give you either. So being aware of the environment as a card collector in 2025 is very, very important. Yes, cards are more popular than ever at the moment, but rare cards, truly rare cards, are not a commonplace. Always remember and be aware that there are 20 odd products released a year. Let's say it's 30 to 40 products released a year. So if your favorite player is Jared Bowen and in 2025 you want to get one of his one-of-ones, just be aware that nothing says that one-of-one that you're buying is more important than any of the others because there's actually 30 one-of-ones released that year. So keep that in mind when it comes to hunting and collecting certain cards. A big thing is be selective with how you collect. Don't collect something because you think it's what you should collect. Collect what you like and what you want, no matter if it's worth only $1 or whether it's worth $4. It doesn't have to be expensive to be worth collecting. Find the cards that you feel connected to, or you have a memory to, or feel nostalgic to. Be aware that most cards, long-term, aren't going to be worth the value when you buy them. So be prepared for an $80 card this year to be only worth $40 next year. Be smart with your spending, be smart with your collection, and collect with a purpose because this junk wax era is everywhere and it's only going to get worse. So what do you think? Do you think we're in junk wax era 2.0? Do you think we're not quite there yet? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the current state of production of cards, and I'd love to know what you think about the video. Hit up those comments down below. As always, I love to hear from you guys. This has been Totally Football Cards. My name's Jeremy. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.